Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing 2 pages in my October daily. Please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. I'm going to be playing with 2 older fall Doodlebug 6x6 paper pads. For this first page, I'm going to be using this one, and then for the next page, I'm mostly going to be using the other one. I also pulled out my title builder stamp set from L Studio. I pulled out an alpha and some enamel dots and some wood veneer from my friend Shadney's store. I will try to link some of the products if I can find them, but they are mostly older products. So yeah, the first thing that I'm doing is I am just going to do 2 mats around this photo. It is a photo of my husband and I sitting outside in our camping chairs. I believe he was grilling that day, and we just like to sit out by the grill and just hang out. And so I decided to just take a little selfie of us. So my plan here is to, excuse me, my plan here is to make like a little, another flip out, flip in, I don't know, tip in, I don't know what they're called, to be quite honest. But first I'm going to do some stamping, and in these kinds of albums, stamping is not super easy because this album's like really chunky and it's got lots of layers, and it's hard to stamp on something that's not flat. As you can see right there, it did not stamp all the way, but I just went back in, lined it up, and stamped really hard right where it did not leave a good impression, and it looks fine now. However, I do not recommend doing this with really large stamps. If you're going to stamp in your albums like this, or like in traveler's notebooks, like directly in the notebook, I would suggest using smaller stamps because they're easier to get stamped and get a good image. But the title is "This is the Good Life." Nothing super extravagant. I did use my Catherine Pooler inks in Orange Peel and I believe Daydream. And I was just trying to match colors that were in this collection. So now I'm going to create this little flip up or flip out. Flip out? Little flip up. I don't know what I'm calling it here. But I wanted to put some white, just white cardstock, white paper behind that so I could do some journaling underneath of it. But also I can cover up the actual little flap, I guess, so you can't see it. So first I did fold it in half and I scored it with my bone folder, and now I'm just going to adhere that white cardstock over top of that, and then you are not going to be able to see the little piece there. I'm just going to go directly up to the bend and put it there and make sure that it's folded really well. The crease is really good. And then I'm going to go ahead and start gluing everything down. Now, on a lot of my pages prior to this one, if you have not checked out my other videos on my October Daily, I'll have them listed up below. There is a playlist that if you'd like to check it out, you can check out the other videos that I've done. But I have a lot of flip-ins, a lot of flip-outs, whatever they're called, but I've also covered a lot of the pages completely with cardstock. And so on the page prior to this one, it is fully covered in cardstock. So it did make that page a lot more sturdy. So I don't feel like I didn't feel like I had to cover it completely with a piece of cardstock. So that was fun. And these 2 spreads went by pretty quick. I did them pretty fast. And I like that. I like working in this album because it is a smaller size and I can get several pages done in the time that it would take me to do just one like full 12 by 12 layout. So I definitely like this. Right now I'm taking some of those wood veneers from Shadney Shop and I am coloring them with my Distress inks. I am using an orange and a yellow. However, the yellow ends up just looking a little lighter than the orange. And I don't end up using all of these. I think I only use 3 or 4. I think I use 3. Yeah. And so I just put the other ones away back in the package at the end, and now they're already ready to go for the next time that I'm going to use them. So now my fingers, I just showed you, my fingers are all inky. So be careful when you do that. If you ink things and then get ink all over your fingers, make sure you wipe your fingers, because you will leave that ink. If it's wet on your fingers, you will leave it all over the place. I am using liquid adhesive to glue those wood veneer down. You could also use a glue dot. I find that those work pretty well as well. So I did have a little bit of a hard time embellishing this one. I wasn't quite sure where I was going with it, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do, because this photo isn't super like fall or Halloween. It's just a picture of us sitting outside of our garage. So it was kind of hard to embellish. I ended up using a little banner that says #fave, and then a little label that says heart this or love this, and a little star. All of these die cuts, including this like little haunted house, all came from an older Close to My Heart collection. And I just have just a tiny bit left, and I used up quite a bit of it on this page. And so I really like that little haunted house. We were at our house, and I'm going to put one of the little pumpkins right beside it. And now I'm going to pull out this banner from the same pack of ephemera pieces, I guess, from the Close to My Heart pack, and I'm going to glue that kind of below the photo. And I really love the way that that looks. So here I am mixing 2 completely different collections. I only have the 6x6 paper pad and the Doodlebug. I didn't have any embellishments. I didn't have any 12x12 papers. And then for the Close to My Heart cardstock embellishments die cuts, I don't know what they're called. I didn't have anything else. I just had the embellishments. So it's okay to mix and match different collections. If you only have something from 2 different ones and some of the pieces go together, use them. I like creating small kits that way. I think it's fun to incorporate different collections together. And it's a lot easier to use your 6x6 or 6x8 paper pads in these smaller albums. So on the insides of the windows in the haunted house, I'm using some gold stickles. And I absolutely love the way that that looks. It just looks like it has a little bit of a glow on the inside. And I think it's super cute. I did end up right here. This is where it happened, which I didn't realize. I put the 6x6 paper pad right over top of where I had the haunted house. Now look, I smeared it. I didn't even realize it until after I was completely done with this full layout. I decided to take this paper that has a whole bunch, I think they're hexagons, yes, a whole bunch of little hexagons all over it. And I'm going to end up fussy cutting a couple pieces out to use to layer behind the photo and my paper layers. I think that it will just add another little texture, and it did not take me long to fussy cut those pieces out. And I just think that it adds just nice, I just like the way that it looks, to be quite honest. I did pull these papers from the other paper pad, as you saw, and I'm also going to incorporate that orange leaf paper from the previous page to kind of make it all cohesive, because these are different paper pads. However, they are very similar. They're both fall. They both have the similar colors. And so I'm just going to go with it and make everything kind of cohesive. I end up gluing this down wrong. I'm like, what in the world was I thinking here? I get my photo down and I'm like, hold on, that's not right. So I have to pull it up. I do rip the paper a little bit, but in the end, you're not going to see it because I'm going to cover it up. It gets covered up. I do like to use my tiny attacher to attach layers. When I do multiple paper layers like this, it just makes everything easier or more easy. So if you don't have a tiny attacher, go get yourself one. That little thing is the best. I really do love the tiny staples. I just think they're adorable when you want to like use it to actually see. But I also think that it's just a really great tool to have to staple your paper layers, and it doesn't add a whole bunch of bulk like a normal stapler does because they're so tiny. Next, I am going to use this wood veneer of the coffee. Again, I'm going to give a shout out to Shadney. She is a small business, a small shop. So if you have not checked her out, please go do so if you are interested in supporting small businesses during this season. She is an awesome person, and she also has a YouTube channel. Then she does amazing videos and amazing layouts. I did take some Nuvo drops in that orange color, and I filled in the pumpkin on the little coffee mug or coffee cup, and I love the way that that looks. I think it's just adorable. Next, I'm going to add just a couple stickers and a couple heart stickers here, and then I'm going to add one that says pick of the patch. This is just a picture of my coffee, a pumpkin spice latte that I made at home. In my pumpkin coffee mug, one of my many. And right now I'm looking through some more of my stuff from Shadney, and I'm going to use this tiny candy corn, what are these? Epoxy flare. They're so tiny and they're so cute. I just love it to death. So here are some close-up pictures of my 2 pages. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to spread love and be kind. I hope that you all have an amazing day. Bye.